So for this we are going to look at the A line and the H line using the Studio Faro fitted dress block quarter scale. We're going to cut the front and the back out. Okay, so we've cut it out leaving in the skirt part, and this is going to be for a loose fitting dress. So we're going to cross out those waist darts. One of the first things we can do is, just like we did for the neckline, we can take off our ease from the underarm down to nothing at the waist. So again, that's about 1 centimetre to nothing at the waist. Next, we have to work out how long do we want it. Alright, so I'm going to go just like I did before, a midi level, so in between hip and knee, and roll that across so it is square to the centre front and the centre back. Now make sure you get the right level when you do it on the back, so it has to be exactly the same, and again it has to be square. Now if you were doing a H line, you would leave it at this point. Okay, you would cut out your shape, manipulate your dart, remove your before you manipulate your dart, do your neckline shape on the front and back, blend the side seams, remove the ease from your bust dart, manipulate that into your position that you want. Now with this, you can only have the underarm position because it is a loose style and we have removed the waist darts. If you wanted to do a bust dart and vertical seams, you wouldn't remove this here, but you would draw a line down here. But we're not going to worry about that now. This is just basic underarm dart, no waist or empire line seams, just real simple. So if this was your H line, you would now do your neckline shape, ease removal, and your dart manipulation. But for an A line, it's a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out at our new hemline, and we're going to remove our ease here as well. Okay, so I have my front glued down. I haven't glued down my back yet. And now I can add in my flare. There goes the bell. So you've got a couple options for doing it. You can add it in from the waist and follow the hip line, depending how much of an A line you want, like that. Or you can do it, now we'll do both, I'll do it in a different colour, from the underarm. It just depends how loose you want your fit. Okay, but this point where the hemline continues to your new A-line shape has to be a 90-degree angle there. So the way you do that, the best way, is you line up your ruler, have it so it's square. Now I know it's square because that line and the line on my 13 line up exactly, and it meets the bottom of my hem here, and I rule that in. And then I would slightly curve off that angular bit. The reason why it has to be square is because when you create a side seam, you want the hemline to flow. And then again, you do the same for the wider A line that we have. So make sure your line continues with the line on the ruler and your ruler lines up with the bottom, and draw it in. And again, you just slightly curve off that part there so it's not angular. Next, you would redo it with your back, but you just have to make sure this again is square where it meets the hemline, And they should line up once you've done it. So ideally what you would do is you would draw it, cut it out, and just make sure it blends. But that's the basic way you can do an A-line. There are a few other ways you can do it, but if you just want a gentle A-line, this is the best way.